Talking sports with the know-it-alls. This the debut episode.
This on his one.
It's your boy Jimmy. I got my boy Ralph. I got my boy Rodders. I got my boy Gio. So our topic today, we're gonna talk about the top 75. We're gonna pick 5 players that we think shouldn't be on there, and who we will replace them with. And we're gonna discuss this. So I got the first one. My first to go off will be Bill Walton. He only had 2 good years, so I'm really not feeling Bill Walton. I think he get a lot of press because he went to UCLA. I think they let him get his pub because they beat Philly and Dr. J. But 2 good years, I'm not feeling it. I think Derrick Rose had better years than Bill Walton, and he not on the top 50. So Bill Walton will be my first to go, without question. I would replace Bill Walton with Dwight Howard. His Orlando years alone put him top 75. He was a dominating defensive player. He was just a dominant player, period. You know. So those my 2. Bill Walton got to go. He get the boot. And I'm gonna add Dwight Howard. What you guys think? Go ahead, Ralph. What you think?
I could agree with that. Dwight Orlando stint was nothing less than Hall of Fame. Like, the guy was dominant. He one of the best big men in the league for that time frame. Bill Walton definitely got over a lot with beating Dr. J and all. So
Overrated.
Yeah, he was injured a lot
all the time.
So I don't know. Bill Walton, I think it's the hype on him, especially UCLA Day. I think they really giving him more of his UCLA hype in the NBA, so that's probably why he's on that list. And then, his commentating, the way he commentates. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what really got him to that 75 list. But I definitely agree. Dwight definitely over him any day of the week. No problem. Like, no question.
What you think, Rodders?
Well, Bill Walton, I seen his later tenures, like with the Celtics. So, but yeah, injury prone. I don't know really too much what he did. Just played with UCLA, but from clips and highlights, the guy was kind of effective. And we taking off Walton, but that's not from our era, so I really didn't get to see him play. Now, Dwight Howard, hands down, should be on that list. Hands down. But 8-time defensive player, just his whole body of work, the longevity of his career. People say he's soft, but who cares about his off-court antics? Definitely Dwight was going on. I told you that was my pick, too, to go on as well.
What you think, Gio?
I like the concept they had where they had the top 50 grandfathered in. Okay. You just add another 25 because 25 years past that. So Bill Walton was good enough to make the top 50. I don't know. I'm not old enough to see him play or know. Like,
I don't think he was good enough to make the top 50, but that's another debate.
But I think I'm in agreement with everybody else though. Like, Dwight Howard should be on this list though. Like, the block champion. Even though like I kind of blame him for Derrick Rose injuries, but like the rebounding was insane. The block shots was insane. That Orlando team was bananas.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go through the round table. Everybody gonna get a player who they gonna kick off. So I'm gonna start with Ralph and work our way around.
Okay.
So we got one with Bill Walton. So Ralph, who you got?
Anthony Davis.
A lot of Chicago people gonna be mad.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
One right here.
I mean, I'm a fan of Anthony Davis, but personally, I think he's too early for him. It's only his 10th year in the league. He's been injury prone the last about 3-4 years. I think he's benefiting off of being in LA with LeBron hype. So I think that's what's beneficial to him. When he was in New Orleans, 26, 27 points a game, 12 rebounds, easily. But ever since then, it's been downhill for him, and it's sad. So I'm replacing him with Vince Carter. if you look at their body of work, yeah, Vince Carter played 90 years in the league. He's been there forever.
Yeah.
But you compare his first 10 years to Anthony Davis' first 10 years, strictly alone, Vince was a way better player. Like, Vince averaged 26, 27 points a game easily in his first 10 years playing with Toronto and playing with the New Jersey Nets.
And they was making the playoffs.
And made the playoffs consecutively, like at least, I want to say at least 5 or 6 years. And once he left Toronto, and only knock Vince might have had was he in the playoffs, he wasn't really that great a lot. He had he had a young team, young Tracy McGrady with him and all. He had Chris Bosh sparingly, but, you know, for the most part, I think VC takes the crown over him. Yeah, of course, if you look at their career stats, Vince Carter played 20 years in the league. He only averaged 16 points, but his last 8 years, he really was just a bench guy, coming off the bench, just being one of the guys, so to speak.
I get that.
So I think if you look at just their first 10 years and you put them together, from Anthony Davis only been there 10 years now to his first 10, I think VC should have been on there, no question. And then how he put Toronto on the map, like how Toronto is now. It's because of Vince. Like the whole
impact.
Drake impact and all that came from
Vince.
Vince was like the second coming of Michael Jordan. Played just like Michael Jordan in terms of coming to the league, dunking on everybody. So I think
He
Vince
has the talent of Mike, but the heart of Scotty. But that's another debate.
all right.
That's a good analogy.
Little Scotty shot.
Rollins, what you think, brother? Who you got, and who you gonna put on?
Damian Lillard getting his jacket repo. He's getting his jacket.
Dollar, one of my favorite players, but you know, I got you. I got you.
I mean, what has he accomplished besides Rookie of the Year? Erratic shooting, doesn't take credit for anything, blames other people.
Look, Kobe.
I ain't know he swerved on me. I was like, what? I was little too. I don't know about that.
I think he just hasn't played long enough. There's so many other people deserving of getting on that list before him.
Okay, I can honor that. So who would you replace him with? Who your choice to replace him with?
Another AD, Adrian Dantley.
Like, man.
Adrian Dantley, the body of work, the longevity.
Notre Dame's on. I got you.
2-time scoring champ.
Another player. They used to give Scotty the business.
AD.
So he deserved to be on top 75. But that's another topic. That's another topic.
We probably go all day about Scotty. That's bad, man. That's cold, man.
But I'm with you.
So what do y'all say about those two inserts put in?
You don't have to talk about it.
No, that's no problem. Go ahead. I'm just saying what y'all think, the round table.
I always said, we was talking about it earlier, I was saying Dame, I think it's early for him too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're giving a lot of them because of the marketing,
Definitely.
or they're looking at it as, well, in the future, they'll be on here. So the next list, the 100-year list, they'll be on there, but we just going to put them on here for now.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know if Dame. I don't know. They get to 100, Dame might not make it. They might. You know, they might autocorrect, incorrect, take them out of there.
Yeah,
you know,
so,
I don't know. It might be some more kids that come out in the next 10 years that might take
I'm
Dame out of there. I mean, look how they did Dominique Wilkins in the first 50. He wouldn't even
That
on
was
there.
horrible.
He should have been on there.
He should have been on there.
He should have been on there, but you know that's another story too. But I mean, Dame, bad part about it, he's faulting for the fact that you sitting in Portland. I mean, yeah, Clyde's on there, but you're not making the impact Clyde made. They made it to the finals.
Twice, yeah.
Clyde he had the whole hype coming out of Houston with Fly Summer Jamma, you know. So you don't have the same hype he had coming from a smaller school. He came from a bigger school at that time, and you up in Portland, and it's just a small media market, and.
He needs the AD treatment, sad to say. He needs the AD treatment. He needs to go to the Knicks or something.
Y'all forget he came at the end of a
strong Portland run.
At the end of a strong Portland run. He was part of the rebuild. So
definitely.
You gotta blame management for not being able to get a contract to complement him and CJ. Like,
look, not keeping Lamar.
You had what's his name? Brandon Roy. It was Brandon Roy team. Then came LaMarcus Aldridge team.
That bad knees.
Mm-hmm.
No cartilage.
But when they lost LaMarcus, that hurt them.
Yeah.
Greg Oden get hurt.
Yeah, but
So those two things probably hurt him the most.
yeah, and then you got C.J. McCollum, who's the same height as you, and it just not. And you play in the West where your guard dominant a lot too, and y'all too small. You got to get bigger, and also I would have traded C.J. McCollum if you had the who I'm gonna take him or that. I'm taking Damian, and I'm gonna trade McCollum.
But as far as career wise, like Ryder say, I don't think Dame has did enough to warrant top 75. You top 75.
Agreed.
It's an impact you have to make, and you know a lot of people put rings on it, but we put rings aside. Just I don't think his impact warrants
No,
top 75.
not at all.
So Gio, we gonna go to you.
Well, I think we all in
Okay.
unison with that, but at the same time, I feel like Anthony Davis has done stuff to be in this conversation.
I mean, we could agree to disagree. I mean,
Like,
this
defensive
is our
player of the-
opinion.
Defensive player of the years, the rebounds, the blocks. I mean, he's doing what he's putting up numbers. I feel like dude.
Okay,
People
we
got
gonna-
these high expectations of Anthony Davis, but it's like if this wasn't Anthony Davis, would these same numbers still?
I still, even if it wasn't Anthony Davis, I don't think it would warrant.
Like if Bam, I'm gonna buy you.
I still don't think it would warrant top 75
Not
because
yet.
Chris Webber might have similar numbers to AD, and he's nowhere near mentioned. You get what I'm saying? So I think Anthony Davis is another one, almost like a Dame. They're giving them their flowers before they really earn them.
Absolutely.
And I get it, and it's a marketing ploy too. But that's another topic for another day. So Gio, who's your pick of who you would take off
Well,
and put on?
y'all have some good cases. I think the most glaring one is Dame, but I'm gonna go with my petty bag. And the person who stole my favorite player MVP and stole Tim Duncan's MVP, I believe, Steve Nash. Steve Nash. Talk about 2 good years. He never made it to the finals.
Well, he had that one team standing in his way. Shout out Spurs, but I mean,
the man had he ran a good regular season team, but when it came down to it, he couldn't get past that hump. And I'd rather take, a person who's been there, who's doing the thing, 2-time champion, Pau Gasol. I'd rather have him.
now you lost.
I'd rather him.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think we gotta get you drug tested.
Wow.
We gotta get you
I
drug
think
tested,
you've been
Gio.
drinking.
I don't know what you got in your water bottle, but this is what we don't say.
2-time champion.
It's an opinion. I wouldn't put Paul. I put
respect
him in our top 75 of foreign players. I give him that.
That's
Speak
gonna be a
about
small
impact.
body.
We got all of Europe coming over here.
Um,
He's one of those in that way.
top 75, but it's your opinion. I
Yeah.
mean, we could.
Like
We
you
really
said,
could get you, but it's all our opinion.
you take them rings out of there. What is Paul Gasol done? I mean, take the rings out. No scoring champions. No defensive champion. No.
Man, Jermaine O'Neal
No.
knows better than
I
him,
mean, what has Paul? I mean, yeah, overseas market, probably top 10.
But
Agree.
but I give you your-
impact wise in
But
the league,
I respect your decision because all our choices have been opinionated. So
definitely.
we ain't gonna clown you too hard. But damn, you could have said somebody else. But
Because you got to think, how many players in the NBA every year? What, 400 something?
Easily.
400. So, and how many years the NBA been in the
75.
75 years. 4 times 75, whatever it is, and you pick Paul Gasol. And you pick Paul
he coulda
Gasol.
said-
Hey,
he could have said.
I want as many Lakers in there as I can.
You could have said Jamal Wilkes then.
He was part of the championship team.
Man,
Paul Gasol helped me talk shit, helped me win money, helped me with games. He's top 75 to me.
I ain't gonna,
in my pocketbooks.
Like your personal preference, I ain't gonna knock your personal preference. I ain't gonna knock that.
But if I'm being real, Trace McGrady, it should be up here.
We had the same conversation this morning.
He was like Grant Hill on steroids. He kind of like did everything. He was one of my favorite players. I always wanted to see him and Kobe play together. Kind of see what that would look like.
I have my different opinions.
That was a transition era, like from the passing of the torch from the new school to from the old school.
Yeah, that was
like the transition.
Yeah.
They see cats a few years younger than us. They're like, oh, T-Mac would have bust Mike ass. No, he wouldn't have.
No, sir.
No, he wouldn't have.
Well, I'll tell you one thing to make Jimmy happy. The Wolves was going to draft and trade for Scotty for T-Mac.
Look,
And it was that
I was
close.
at the barbershop hoping
They was
for
close
him.
for that and all that, but originally I had T-Mac. I was going to take T-Mac, and you look at his Hall of Fame, body of work is nice. Injuries killed him. That's the one thing that killed him, Grant Hill. It killed him. But if you look at all the great players, Kobe, the great players, not Kobe, Durant, LeBron, a lot of them always say McGrady was one of the hardest people they had to guard. And for him to be 6'9", almost 6'10", long arms, and the way he was able to put it together, tough.
I can respect that because, like you say, amongst his peers, that's the first thing they say, T-Mac. And I give it up to a player when your peers talk about how good you was. I think when I get with Michael Jordan with people, and I tell them, man, listen to his peers, how they talk about him, how they fear him. And when we have our debate about LeBron and Kobe, I say, guys don't fear LeBron like they did Mike. I say, you got guys that'll call LeBron out. And they didn't call T-Mac out.
T-Mac.
They didn't call T-Mac out.
T-Mac was a born killer.
So I'll
that Spurs game is
look at me. We gonna edit all what you talking about right now.
That Spurs game.
You know, I wish that he would have got that ring when he was with the Spurs though, but that Miami got lucky with the Ray Allen shot and all that.
This is how petty.
And I'm still pissed about that.
This is how petty I am. As much as I'm a Spurs fan, I like T-Mac as a talent, but as a player, I thought he was selfish. I thought he only cared about numbers. I didn't think he cared about winning.
Really?
So you say that?
That's my opinion. I think he was one. Me personally, I think he was a player. I got my 30. Good.
So you don't care about where? That's
Especially
a James Harden. That was going to be another one of my things. Let me get that jacket.
When he went to the Spurs, I was pissed.
But that was the end of his career.
I was like,
and they picked him up because they
and I don't even think he remember. I was like, they ain't gonna win. I'm like, he bad luck. They ain't gonna win.
He bad luck.
He don't get out the first round. So, you know, but as a talent, when he got to Orlando, the impact he made, I give him that.
So I had a question there. So, you know who they cut? You remember who they cut for T-Mac?
Who
Stack Jack.
That's why I didn't like it. That's why I didn't like it.
So you'd have kept Stack? Because I would have kept Stack.
For that run,
I would have kept Stack. I don't know why they cut him on
that.
He was on All the Smoke talking about that a couple not long ago.
For that run, I remember that. For that run against Miami, I would have, and they probably would have won.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he get hurt?
Stack wasn't hurt.
I forgot what happened with Stack and all that, but somebody got hurt, and they ended up cutting Stack. I think they had just brought Stack back.
Popovich wanted Stack to say, like, Ginobili was better than him. And he was like, no, he not. And he was like, as much as I love you, you know,
business
I'm going to let you go. Yeah. And they had already agreed to bring T-Mac in. So, let me see.
Another Spurs dark horse. We could also bring up Ginobili.
What? I like Ginobili.
That's a dark horse.
But if you put Gasol top 75, I think Ginobili is more deserving than Gasol. But Ginobili not a top 75 to me. And I am a Spurs fanatic. I've liked the Spurs ever since Game 7 of the '90 Eastern Conference Finals, the migraine game. I've been a Spurs fan ever since. But Ginobili wouldn't be that.
They took the hat when they drafted Duncan for me.
Well,
Yeah, that's when I became a
we'll
Spurs
cut.
fan.
Hey Tim, what you got? Look, right, we was at the shop when the Spurs was in, and I used to tell him, he was like in high school, I'm like, we gonna get the first pick. When Dave got hurt, I'm in the barbershop, man, we finna get the first pick. We finna get Duncan. And we finna be rolling.
I became a Spurs fan that day when Duncan up. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me go get my jump.
So we did our vote, so now it's just.
All right. Well,
I think it went kind of.
I think it went good.
Yeah.
I think it went cool.
Yeah,
It was quick though.
yeah, it went quick.
It's-
How long was
That's
that?
why. That's
20
what made me
minutes.
change.
That was 22 minutes.
But that what made.
Oh,
But that what made me change it to the format I text y'all about, because that's what I wanted it to go just like that, and we go. Get who you get, boom. Riders, what you think? Gio, what you think? And we still talk. We was able to debate everything, our reasons. We was able to clown Gio. You know, what I'm saying? We was just, but we all was talking like.
So I want to pose a question to y'all. Klay Thompson.
Man, get your cool back in here.
A lot of people felt like he should have been on the top 75.
I don't.
But if that's
Really?
if that's who you want to bring in, because you said you gonna bring a dude, so if that's who you want, say, but I want to add Clay. I want to take off.
But I want to ask, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah,
that was
what
you
y'all
want
think?
to
That was
bring
the guy I was
He
thinking.
got moments.
Oh, so
I'm
that was
thinking,
you want to bring
take
to the
Steve
podcast.
out, and I'm thinking you put Clay.
Steve Nash?
You got to get another player because he said Steve Nash.
He says, okay.
Got Russ.
You got Russ.
Y'all
Koozie.
gotta stay away from Russ, man.
They got-
He take somebody else said Dame. man.
Reggie Miller.
They took-
I done took Reggie. They know I done took Reggie.
You took Reggie out.
Reggie
Why
Miller?
you say it like
Yeah.
that?
Oh,
Fuck
hey,
Reggie, though.
Like he actually scored you.
hey.
I don't like Reggie.
Like he played against.
I don't like Reggie. This is real
He
talk.
stepped on his loafers one
I
Sunday.
was such a Michael Jordan fan. Anybody he went up against,
Them other ops.
I don't Reggie, I don't Knicks,
Well,
I
Isaiah
don't
got that in,
that's
right?
whole that's Zeke. Zeke himself.
Oh, you know what?
Zeke
I got,
himself.
you can
Zeke himself.
you can argue.
I met the criteria.
You can argue depending on what
Zeke
you'll
is
do.
my man.
You can argue him and Dennis Rodman because
We was gonna take Dennis
yeah,
Rodman.
and I was
thinking
gonna
about
take
Dennis
Dennis
Rodman,
Rodman because you look at his body of work.
And
Not even the top
Clay.
25 and rebounding and
So
all
you-
that. Even
so
though he had a bunch
that-
of years of rebounding.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, look at it. Look at his up. He's
Dennis
not in the top
only did.
25.
Dennis only had like but like
He won
top
defensive
25
rating.
rebounders.
He's not
all
in
the
there.
time. No.
That
He had like a
that
6-year window.
surprised me. I was like,
I thought it was
wow.
like 8-year window or something.
Yeah, he was the
It
top.
was his last year, probably last 2 years with Detroit. His 2 years with the Spurs. Then his 3 with the
Well, you
Bulls.
take his 2 years with Spurs. He didn't really do much besides make a
He's
fool
still,
of
he
himself.
still was averaging like 17.
But how many
on
games he
rebound.
played?
With the Spurs?
Yeah.
I think he,
Second year, he
I
didn't
think
play.
he played.
They,
more. I
they
think
was
he
kicking
played-
second year. They was tired as second.
Wasn't he suspended more than anything up and down?
Pretty much.
They was benching him.
Like
They
those
was
Spurs years was like a blur. Like that's like when he played the Lakers and
Yeah,
Dallas. It was
yeah.
like
benching.
whatever.
No, he had 2 years
Oh,
with
so
the
excited we came to
He had 2 years with the Spurs.
And I like him better with Detroit than anything because he scored.
When he was with
played
Detroit.
defense.
He was a
He was
dog.
a dog. Like he
Like I
was
told
out
Ralph.
there. Like
Hey,
he
Ralph, I
everything
told
he
Ralph
got, he earned it out
when
there.
he was in
The
Detroit,
Bulls, he
He
was
was
just
what
that.
Draymond claimed.
Just rebounds.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. I mean, you can't be mad. He had a point. He had a
God, and everybody.
Yeah. That's unheard of.
And that hustle. He was
Crazy.
in Detroit.
Past the putbacks.
He was
Yeah,
the only
basically.
He was the only reason I
And for
like
him,
Detroit.
and for him
That
to be
motherfucker
only legit 6'6", 6'7", and out there playing with legit trees at that time,
Yeah.
you playing against Patrick Ewing, Elijah
Motherfuckers
Wan.
want-
You playing against dudes that are actually 7 foot that stay in the paint at that time, and all that. You out there getting rebounds?
I
That's
bet
crazy.
on-
Carl against Karl
bet on
Malone,
both.
all
I
that.
bet
Come on,
on
man.
he did that
It's
for
tough.
sure.
That's crazy.
Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, you playing against legit trees.
Look later when he was going to
Why
shoot.
didn't we add nobody from the era we came up with? So many people off that list. Alex English.
Julian Wright.
You know Alex English was my
Didn't get
You said
mentioned.
Julian Wright. Me and him was in
I
high
just,
school
I
together.
just look. We see Julian Wright up at Cole Park.
Yeah,
Shit.
Julian Wright from the same hood I'm from. The whole
Alex
Cole
English.
Park and Thule Park all
Alex
the time.
English
Hooping
was
up
my they don't get Alex English.
You know, I was gonna pick Bernard King, and I was like, there are people that would say, well, he didn't do nothing. He was always injured, but shit.
He wasn't.
But when he wasn't, though,
Giving
he
your on buckets.
Yes.
He was T-Mac. Less athletic T-Mac. When he was healthy, he was getting buckets.
Big bucket. Used to give 35 on Mike.
He used to get Mike Brown.
That's like, it's funny. Me and Jimmy was talking about it too. Talking about like the younger kids nowadays, like your kids, like your sons and all that. They don't know the Ron Harper back in the 80s. Before the knees went
I be
out.
telling my
How
boy,
he was killing Jordan and all
In
them
Cleveland.
in them Cleveland days, and they don't even know that Ron Harper.
That set Cleveland back. If Cleveland don't trade Ron Harper, they the Bulls' rivals for the 90s.
Ron Harper.
Because remember at first, Magic picked Cleveland to be the team of the 90s. But MJ saw different on that.
Yeah, what he tell? He told his knees up when he went to Cleveland.
When he went to
When
the
he went to Clipper.
He still was putting up buckets over there,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
He put up first year he put up numbers, second year he tore his knee. Then the next year he became a free agent. And that's when the Bulls picked him up. And Field changed his whole game. Look man, I need you to play this D. I need you to guard Penny Hardaway. That's all I need you to do.
He had a way of getting his best opponents to play for him.
Who?
Field.
Field? Well, win, man. Just like when people go to New England.
I know,
When
when
they win, they
like-
put their ego to the side. Gonna play. And you get a
I
chance
saw
to
that
play with
scouting
them.
though, like, he busting our ass.
Hey man, we're talking about the Wiggins.
Let's pick him up.
We did a good thing up there.
Hey, man, I don't knock the cheaters, man.
Still,
Ooh!
Oh, Dennis
Look what
Rodman
the
is
quarterback
number
do.
23 actually on the rebound list.
Bears
Just
won.
barely.
They
Look
gotta
what a
pay
quarterback
this
can
motherfucker
do.
$25.
That's because Lamar wasn't even playing though.
So who would you
Justin
take off?
Fields wasn't playing. He even
Who
trade.
would you take off?
Reggie.
No. I ain't the biggest Chris Paul fan. I know a lot of people.
Oh,
Man.
We putting you in the same bed, truck as
on.
Gio.
Sicilian's Chris Paul.
Yeah, but
Come on.
I felt like the finals was his time, man. He jagged.
Damn, the Texans beating the Titans.
4 games.
Packers
He
lost.
got the same.
Packers lost.
They should
After Derrick Henry went out, Ryan Tannehill is overrated.
And the Eagles beat the shit out the Saints.
Yeah, what's
This just upsets.
what you call it?
Tyrod
Playing
Taylor's
today.
gone.
Every week is upset week in the NFL. That's like 4.
No, the worst one was when Vegas called about 2 weeks ago, and everybody got upset. That's when I think that's when the Rams was on Monday night, and they got stomped by the Titans. Ridiculous.
Last week was
They got
terrible.
punked. That's all it was. They got punked.
Nah, man, Vegas made that call, man. That's what that was. Everybody
Damn,
losing
Tim,
like
that's so
that.
fast. We fuck around and can do another damn show. This shit was so fast. They don't want
wanna
to
wrap up.
They don't want to do. They don't want to do the second show.
the
Second show go
33.
What about what?
33?
Scotty?
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, say that for yourself. Yeah, say that for yourself.
That 33 boy, they know that's. All right, that was good discussion. You know who we think should be off, who we think should be on, other than what Gio said. You
Y'all ain't got
for the-
love team, man?
For the crew, you know, this is Jimmy. On behalf of my boy Ralph, my boy Rodis, my boy Gio, my boy Tim. You know, thanks for checking us out. You know, look for another video coming soon. We will do a video on number 33 for the Bulls. So keep that in touch. Keep a lookout for that. So talking sports with the know-it-alls. We'll get back with you. Peace.